Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's been 4 or 5 months since I put out a video, and it's not that I haven't had a lot to do, I just haven't had time to make a video. Had a lot of stuff to do around the house to repair, and there's quite a few projects that I needed to finish for people. So that took up a lot of time, and I just didn't have time to record them. So now I want to actually record something because I actually missed doing the editing, the filming, everything about it. I just really enjoy doing this. So today's project is just a photo transfer of an image, and I decided to do some comic books. So like if you ever watch Big Bang Theory, in the back of Sheldon's room above his bed, he's got some comic books on the walls. I mean, those are really dressed up nice with nice frames, but that's not what I was going for. I just like the comic book, but I'm going to make it thicker like an actual, well, like a book. And I'm going to show you how I do this. It's a really easy step, and within 2 days you should be able to wrap these up. It's just you got to let them sit for 24 hours once you get the adhesive on there. So I printed out another picture, and it's Batman, and as you can see it's backwards. You have to do that so when you do the photo transfer it'll come up correctly. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to show you the process and how I do that. So after you get your piece of wood sanded and you're all ready to go, I'm going to use this product. It's called Photo Transfer Potch. In the States, though, you get something very similar, but you call it Hodgepodge. And over here, they don't have that, but this is what I've always used. So we'll start by putting some on the board, and you want to make sure that your board, maybe it's a little overkill. I didn't have to, maybe I could probably do it about an inch smaller, but just figure out where you want it. Make sure your board is big enough. And we'll put this onto the wood. And this is kind of old, so I hope I don't have any chunks in here, but if I do, I'll have to take them out now. And then just try to evenly spread it around. See, like right there, I've got something. Try to coat the whole area. Maybe a little more in here. Okay, that feels pretty good. So now let's lay the picture on. Make sure my hands are clean first. And then what I usually use is a roller like this. And I actually picked this up at Hobby Lobby when I was in the States a couple months ago. Actually, a couple weeks ago, actually. And I'll just start rolling it out. And I can see that that's my pattern underneath the paper. All right, so now if you're confident that you got as much of the air bubbles out as possible, then we're just gonna let this thing sit. I usually let it sit for 24 hours, or at least till the next day. It may not be exactly 24 hours, maybe 12 hours. What time is it now? It's 4 o'clock, so, or at least till tomorrow morning. You know, you want to let it dry thoroughly. Okay, so next we need to get a Brillo pad. I like to use these guys. They got the soft side and the scrub side. Get a little bit of water. It just starts soaking the backside. Not too much water, but you need it to start soaking through the paper. And just keep rubbing it. You don't have to do it too hard, but you want to make sure you soak through the paper, and you'll slowly start to see the print come through. Occasionally you have to clean the pad off because it will start clogging up. More water. You just keep doing this over and over again. Take it. It's a little time consuming. You don't want to push too hard, otherwise you'll start to rub it off. Now I find that when you have thicker spots like this, means that I had a little bit too much glue there, or I didn't push it out enough. Well, that's exactly what it means. So that little more work in those areas. Just take your time. You don't have to rush it, or don't rush it. I don't know if there's any simpler way to go back and forth with the grain, against the grain. I'm not sure. I just do what feels right. So I'm at the point now where I need to, I'm going to try and wipe this off. Let it dry for a little bit, and we'll see how much of the milkiness comes back to know where we need to do it again. So I'm going to let this sit for about 10 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, so it's dry for about 5-10 minutes, but it still has that dampness to it. So now you just want to lightly go over, and you can see I'm still getting some more up. You just don't want to do it too hard, otherwise you will start to tear the paint off. Not tear the paint up, but yeah, just go right through it. So do this part ever so slightly. This one actually turned out really well. I don't think I have too many spots that I've worn through. We're going to take our pad again, we'll clean it off, and we'll use this side, and we'll just go over it lightly again and see if there's any last minute things that we can get up. So even a little bit of wetness starts to bring out the colors. And it just lets you know that there is still a little bit more of a film on there. As you can see, I think that turned out really well. The colors are actually pretty vibrant. Vibrant? Is that the word I want? I don't know. They look good. I'm going to start taping this off now so that I can paint a little bit of a black border on it. And we will go from there. So we'll go right up to the edge of the wood, or of the pattern. You could try and do this and cut the piece of wood exactly to the size of the piece of paper that you're using. I've tried it. I just prefer doing it this way and trimming it down to the size I need. I'm going to cut the sides first before I do the ends. So let me go cut that real quick and I'll be right back. All right, let's see what we've got. And hopefully the paint didn't run too far into the project. Yeah, it did. Damn it. What I meant to say here was, on the first picture when I did the Superman, I put on my butcher block oil after I did the photo transfer. I let that dry for 2 or 3 hours till it was nice and dry. Then I sprayed it with my lacquer, and then I let that sit for a couple hours until that was dry. Then I went up and taped it, and then I painted the outside black, but because I sprayed it first with the lacquer, it made it so the paint would not run into it. That's what I should have did on this one, but for some reason I just skipped that step. Like I said, I've been out of practice for a while making videos, and I just jumped ahead because I got too excited. Nope, I screwed that one up. That's right. I don't mind it. I mean, I'll still hang it up on my wall, but I just got to remember for the next time. I mean, this is only the second time I've done these comic book style, so it is a learning curve. As you can see, yeah, it did run inside to it. And because I didn't do what I did in this one, whereas I sprayed it first before I taped it, I didn't pull anything off. Whereas this one, I pulled off a little bit of the color with the tape. So, yeah, you learn as you go. So I'll show you what it's like after we put the, what am I going to put on there? This time I think I'm going to use cutting board oil. Let's give this a try. Let me shake this up first. So I'm using this. This is actually for cutting boards. What do you think? So now that we've got both of them done, what we're going to do now is, there's different ways you could display this. You can either just let it sit on a tabletop or on a shelf, or you can hang it on the wall, which is what I plan on doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center in the middle here. The center in the middle. I'm going to find the center. And then I'm going to use my router. I'm going to put a keyhole in there. And that's what I'm going to hang it by. So I've got my line. It's where I want to start on the back side of that line. And so if I take the tooth here, the little bit that I'm using, where is it? There's right there. There's a sharp point right there, and that's what I want to try and get onto the line. There we go. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you give this one a try. It's not too difficult to do. Just a little time consuming cleaning it up, but overall it's got really good results at the end. Find any comic book that you like or whatever else you want to do. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and it'll let you know if I make any more videos. But again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. In the next video, I'll be making another saber mount like this for a good friend of mine. I made this one a couple months ago, and he has another saber, a Stetson, and a set of spurs, so he asked me to go ahead and make him another mount. So I hope you stick around for that, and we'll see you in the next video.